folks, thanks for joining me today. In today's tutorial, we are going to be painting on a small oval stone that I created from using the molds from the Happy Dotting Company. There is a link in the description below to her Etsy shop, so you can go and get your own molds if you wish. And then I painted it black for my base coat, and now I'm putting on some color. So this is a blue. It's called Ocean Blue from DecoArt, and I added a little bit of white, and I'm just doing a third of the stone, or maybe it's a little bit over a third, under a third, I guess, of the original color, and then the other side is going to have the lighter shade where I've mixed in a little bit of the white to give it a lighter color. Now I'm painting a black line between the two colors to separate them, because in this tutorial we are going to be painting a little teddy bear that's sort of peeking around the corner of the wall. So that's what this is all about, how I'm getting this set up by putting on the two different shades and then separating it with a black line. Now I will be going in and fixing this up again a little bit later because the line just wasn't going as straight as I wanted it, and I wanted it to be thin rather than thick. So instead of trying to fuss with it now, I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to go over it again a little bit later with some of the blue paint. Now I'm just going to sketch on the little teddy bear, and as you can see, he's sort of just peeking around the side of the wall, and put on his little ears, and he will be holding a little balloon heart. So that's what I'm going to sketch on now, and we're going to be doing a lot of blending in this particular tutorial. And I do apologize ahead of time that sometimes my hand gets in the way because of likely the camera angle that I'm sitting with, but it does get in the way sometimes and you can't really see what I'm doing, but there are many other visuals that you can see exactly what I'm doing. So basically that's what I'm doing the entire time, and I'll explain it as we go so that maybe my verbs my words will certainly help describe what I'm doing. So what I'm doing right now, I'm putting on a base coat. This is brown. It is called Autumn Brown from Delta. All the colors that I use in this tutorial will be listed in the description below. It will include the brand names and the actual names of the paints. So if you wish to go and purchase your own, then you'll have that so that you can find those colors. Sometimes the colors are not available. They have changed either their color name or maybe the paint isn't available anymore. A lot of my stock is very, very old. So just so that you have a reference, that's what it's called. So I'm using that, and I'm coloring in, or I'm painting in everywhere that I want this color to be. And it is a solid color right now, but I do go in with my blending brush, and I get rid of all of those brush strokes so that he looks really fuzzy. And I will also allow my brush to go over the lines so that he has a fuzzy appearance on the outside of him as well. So it's a very simple, easy technique to do. And I am going pretty fast here, but that's not my real time. So I do not paint this quickly. I have sped this video up because this video was quite long, and I really wanted to get to all the good parts for you. So I edited a lot of it out, so we'll call that the B reel, and got rid of it, and so I could bring you all of this good fun stuff. So what I'm doing now is, while the paint is wet, so that brown paint is wet, I am going in with a thin black line of wet paint, and as it's both wet, I am blending it all together. So it ends up being more of a shaded area instead of just the actual color. and it makes him look fuzzy again. So he looks even more like a teddy bear. So I know I'm working on his belly there. I do change that a little bit later because I decided that his arm was a little bit too thick. So I had to make his belly a little bit thicker, but that's the beauty of acrylic paint is you just let it dry and then you go back over top of it again, and everything works out. So you'll see that I've jumped ahead here in the video to where a lot of the parts of the bear have already been shaded in or blended. And I'm just working on some other areas that were almost problem areas for me. And I just wanted to show you, or try when my hand's not in the way. But I just wanted to show you how easy it is to go in and fix mistakes with the acrylic paint, because all you have to do, like I said, is just let it dry, and you can go back over top of it. So you'll see that soon with his belly, because his belly has not been fixed yet, and it kind of looks lopsided, I guess, in a way. So the bear's muzzle, I wanted it to be a different color, and I debated about making his belly a different color too. You've seen teddy bears like that, where their belly is a different color than their body, but I decided to keep it all one color and just focus on his muzzle. So the color for this is Maple Sugar Tan, again from Delta, and I just blended it in using my blending brush, and left it fuzzy. So I'm not going to do any outlining or anything on it. I want to leave it as fuzzy as I can, and I'm going to let that dry because I got to do some details on his muzzle, like putting in his nose and his mouth. So while that's drying, I moved over to doing the heart. Now, the heart is Red Alert, that's the color, by DecoArt. And I like this red because it is so vibrant. And if I really wanted it to stick out, I could have done a white background, and then, maybe not a white background, more of a white base coat, and then paint with the red. But because this red is so thick, I was able to do a couple of coats and get the brilliant red color that I was looking for. So I didn't really have to do that. And now I'm going to add a little bit of pink. Now this is my homemade pink, I guess you could say. I took a little bit of white and a little bit of red, mixed it all together, and I got this really light shade of pink. And I thought it was great for the insides of his ears, as well as the string that is on the balloon heart. So think of it, if you will, as a ribbon that's holding it rather than a string. And yeah, I think this guy is turning out to be rather adorable. I do fix up his one ear there that I just finished. That's sort of the one that's peeking behind the wall, because its pink area is way too big and his ear just looks way too big. So I will fix that up. Right now I'm going to fix up that belly. So while you watch me do that, I'm just going to say that if you're liking this video, make sure you give me that thumbs up. And if you're new, thanks for joining. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. And I post a minimum of once a week, and it's usually on the Friday. So ring the notification bell in case I post on a different day, or maybe I post more than one, and you don't want to miss that. So make sure you do that as well. So here I am now. I'm starting to make the outsides of his ears a little bit fuzzy, and I'm using the edge of my blending brush. So instead of getting the full coverage of what the brush can do, I am just using the edge of it so that I can get into these really small, tiny areas, and I can still make his ears look fuzzy. So I really, really like how he turned out with having the fuzziness going all the way around him, and I didn't make him with sharp, harsh lines. And I didn't do any outlining either. I thought that this brown was a perfect contrast for the blue behind him, that you could see him. You don't need to have the that dark outline like I usually do. So now we're going to go in and just do a little bit of detail on his muzzle now that it is dry. So we're going to give him a nice little oval nose and we're going to paint it all in. We will be doing some white light spots. So that's where the light is sort of glistening off of his nose there and off of the balloon. And of course off of his eyes once we get to that point. But so I'm just doing his little muzzle there, give him a little smile. I kind of wish I had left it like this, but a little bit later on I extend his smile so it's even bigger. But it's okay because he still turned out really cute. So he just looks so darn huggable. So there I'm using a nail stylus to put on his eyes. And I got to let those dry. So in the meantime, I'm going to give him some eyebrows. That gives him more expressions. And then, like I said about his eyes there, his mouth, I made his smile a little bit bigger and he still looks okay. I just like the other smile better, but that's all right. This one works too. So now I'm just doing the insides of his ears and I'm trying to fix up that other one that's way too big. It could possibly be the illusion that that ear is closer to you than the other one because he's sort of peeking around the wall. Yeah, he turned out really, really cute. I'm just doing some touch-ups there on the blue from the, had a little bit of the brown sort of squish over when I was doing my blending. And I'm just putting on those light bloops there for the balloon and for his nose. And we just have a couple more dots to do for his eyes and then we're finished. Well, almost finished. I still have to do a little bit of touch up on the black line because again, I did some sponging with the brown paint and it went over into the black as well as the blue. So fixed up the blue, now the black, then it's finished. So there you have it, folks. Life is what you make it. So get creative.